you've said this a lot over the course of the last few months, or something to this effect. Do you agree? As long as the Warriors have Steph Curry, they're going to be fine.
I do believe that.
Okay.
Now, what are we talking about? Fine.
Exactly.
I'll let you finish.
So the one thing I was thinking, okay, let's look at the last 4 years.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
Last 4 years. That's fair.
I love it.
Okay. 1 year he got hurt. Missed virtually the entire season.
The hand. Okay.
Yes. So he only played 5 games.
I got you.
So
nothing to see here.
no judgment, but he got hurt.
If you want, okay, he got hurt.
So he
a broken. It was fluke.
They
but
had
okay.
Steph Curry, and he was hurt.
Which means he was not there.
That's right.
Okay. So that's easy.
Even when he's here,
hold,
you must factor in there may be times when he's not here.
I'll give that to you.
Okay.
I don't want to, but
then,
okay.
Then the following year, okay.
He went berserk.
Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
so Steph Curry, the guy who, if you have him, you're going to be just fine.
Gotcha.
He had a great year, and they didn't make the playoffs.
You are right.
So
that's a red flag.
Going back 2 years, Curry was on the roster, and they didn't make the postseason.
I got my pen.
You're correct. You know what happened last year? Shocked the world. Title.
Go ahead.
And this year, they lost in the second round. So, and if you want to go the year before, they lost in the finals. I guess what I'm saying is they've only won, and I know this is going to sound crazy.
Right.
So they've won 1 title in the last 5 years, and they missed the playoffs 2 of the last 5 years. So I could theoretically argue that, guess what? Like, they're not just fine when just because Steph Curry's here, they're not just fine. They must do more.
Well said, and that's why I asked you, could you clarify fine? Because that's why I'm looking at you with so much energy and passion when it comes to life without Draymond for Steph Curry. I want that. And the reason I want that, Steiny, is I think that facet, the Draymond screens, I can't poo-poo it. But there's another level that this Warrior offense has to get to. That could be with a new body. It could be with a new synergy with that new person in Steph. So I think it's time. Now it has become apparent that around Steph Curry is most important too, and what's around him. And I think having 2 guys that can't put the ball in the hole at this juncture in his career, Steiny, and for this Warrior team, they become somewhat obvious when it comes to offense. So there are so many levels to what could possibly, who could go, who could come, that right now I'm going to go recency bias to you and say that when he got hurt, when they missed the play-in and he didn't score an OT, that bothered me. And had we had this conversation a day after that game with Memphis, I'd be like, you might be onto something. But the fact that they won this championship out of nowhere and what he did in Game 6 and what he did last year, it blows away and supersedes the 2 years that you brought, but it don't even. So I'm operating on Janet Jackson method. What have you done for me lately? And they just punched a championship ticket. We were just at the parade a year ago. So it's still something there, Steiny.
There might be.
And the there is Steph Curry. But now it's about how do you enhance what's around him. And the Kings made you sit one of your big non-scoring bigs down. That's a problem.
When you say, as long as the Warriors have Steph Curry, they're going to be fine, what I hear is they're a playoff team and they're a championship contender.
I'll take that all day.
Okay, well, they weren't 2 years ago. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, all I'm saying is
what about last year, though?
Yes, they won a title.
But let's stop there and let's just park the car.
No, that's the point. The point is you must take you're saying as long as he's here. Okay, so I'm going back 5 years, and 1 year they lost in the finals. Okay, they were great.
Yeah.
Next year, he gets hurt. They miss the playoffs completely. Next year, he plays. They miss the playoffs completely. Then they win a title. Then they get to the second round. What I'm saying is, I think people talk about Steph Curry like as long as we have Steph Curry, we're going to the playoffs every single year and we're knocking on the championship door. And all I'm saying is, well, 2 out of the last 4 years you haven't made the postseason with Steph. So you need more than him. Like
there's no doubt.
You need to surround him with
like Jokic is surrounded
with good players.
Like Jokic is surrounded.
Steph Curry had a great year the year they lost the play-in game to Memphis and the Lakers. So how great was he?
He was 32 a game.
Yeah, but
I understand
they didn't make it.
And nobody would dare say
even Steph is not great enough to not need help.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
Hey,
so I guess what I'm saying is when we boil it down to just Steph Curry, I don't think that gets it done anymore. You have to do more than that.
And that's why we talked about it at the summit. All of us did. And why I'm telling you, and we talked to him till we're blue in the face about these pressing issues to redo or a soft relaunch or reset, whatever word you want to use about this Golden State Warrior team. But what I'm telling you, Matt Steinmetz, is Steph Curry, and I'm not saying you're insinuating this, he is the least of their effing problems. So that gives you a chance. He's a top 5 player in the league. Now, Joe Lacob, you got to do something. You got to make some hard decisions. Is Clay, Looney, and Dre is running it out there like you've done in the past? Is that the right way to go? I don't know. Giving the keys to Kuminga instead of paying Draymond, that's a thought. I don't know. Doing whatever it takes to get Karl Anthony Towns, and if that includes, well, Wiggins ain't going back there, but everything on the table is to get the guys around the one constant I know. And that one constant, my friend, is Stephen Wardell Curry. Am I telling you he's perfect? Hell no. But he's the least of my problems.
That's fine. You just better get people with him.
I'm gonna get a new Wiggins. I know you don't like that. I'm gonna get hopefully Jordan Poole.
Who's coming?
No, I knew Wiggins would know. I got to take a sabbatical.
We're counting on that. We're counting on about 8 things to happen.
Well, that
okay.
Well, come on, Steiny.
And that's what I said last year. I said too many things need to go right. It's not going to happen. And now they still have agendas. Mike in San Jose. Oh, shoot.
What happened?
Mike, I wanted to get to Dave next because he had an apology for you.
Oh, wow.
But I went to Mike,
let's get Mike.
Disagrees with me. Shayna Rubin in 15 minutes. She covers the Oakland A's, and we're talking about the reverse boycott that's happening at the Coliseum today. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
What's up, fellas? It's not a big disagreement. I think it's how you look at things. 2 people can hear something and hear 2 different things. My main thing I want to touch on in the end is that thing with Guru with the 49ers. But I can look at the Warriors as somebody that spends a lot of money in tickets and say, in the last decade, they've been a top 6 team 8 times. So I'm going to give them the benefit of doubt that they know how to do it in the next 2. Also, I believe Steph, Clay, and Draymond are 3 of the smartest players that have ever lived. And a lot of times that will overcome talent. And basketball IQ is which I don't like Poole and Kuminga. But I just look at it as if they've done it that often, I believe they know how. That's why I write checks for season tickets.
Wow.
To the 49ers, I would say this. Guru, I love you, but I do not understand the overflowing love of Shanahan and quarterbacks in the 49ers to win a Super Bowl. They are the 6th best team in most years because Shanahan is a spectacular coach. He's a terrible manager. They haven't had a top 15 quarterback with the greatest roster assembled in 7 years, and they continue not to. They will not beat a Mahomes. They will not beat a Burrow. They will not beat any of them. The guy needs a quarterback. So everybody that between the 3 that are upcoming, none of them are a top 12 quarterback on their best day. So how, after 30 years of not winning a Super Bowl, are they going to win one with them?
Mike, I'm about to tell you.
Love your show every day.
No, we love you, Mike.
Yeah. I'm about to just address Mike. Since we did it with the Warriors, we could do it with the Niners.
Okay.
Jimmy Garoppolo was average, but he was better average because of Kyle Shanahan, who really, I figured this out. And I come down this road when I have to, Steiny. He is their quarterback.
Who?
Okay, Kyle Shanahan. And 2019, they were 6 minutes away from winning the Super Bowl. That goes against Mike's assessment that the quarterback that they have or the lack of quarterback talent that they have, you don't get that close, okay? Then you played in the last 2 NFC championship games. One with Jimmy Garoppolo again. You had a fourth quarter lead. Okay? No blame game here. You let that one get away. Okay? Then last year, your starting quarterback gets hurt. We've been down this road early.
I know.
So, Mike, I'm going Fizdale on you, buddy. That's enough data to let me know
I'm with Mike.
that the quarterback play. Yeah, you want something greater, but when it's all said and done and the season's end, and you look on why these teams lost, it's not Jimmy Garoppolo going bonehead Jimmy in the Super Bowl, nor against the Rams. There were other things that happened, but damn,
I'm with
my
Mike.
point is there. 3 NFC championships and 1 Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That's damn close.
Yeah, it is close. It is close.
Because I'm scared of what the Warriors are doing. I think the Warriors are going the other way.
Well, forget them for now.
Yeah.
Mike believes what I believe. And that is, Kyle Shanahan can do really well with an average quarterback. Right. But he hits the ceiling. At some point, you're going to hit the ceiling. And your quarterback, it's not that he's okay. It's that he needs to be really good. And they haven't reached that level. You know why? Because they're not Patrick Mahomes. And they're not Burrow.
And
they're not Allen. And they're not even Stafford.
Yeah, no. But no doubt, Steiny.
So as your opinion is your opinion.
No,
Mike's saying the other way.
Okay.
He's got proof on his side.
Okay.
They can't get over the top with average quarterbacks. Great that got close, but no cigar.
Okay, but the NFC Championship game last year on line 1 for the 2 of you. That's almost like a mulligan because Brock Purdy got hurt. So we didn't see Brock Purdy was the best story, one of the best stories of the NFL last year. Steiny, we can make an argument. I don't need to make an excuse. I'm not a Niner fan. We didn't get to see him perform in the most important game.
Right, and you're assuming he was going to win the game. But I mean, you have.
I guess I feel like you're not meeting me halfway. That Kyle got you to that game with out of your guys' mouth,
giving you
with the lesser quarterback.
I'm giving you that. He's the best coach in the league at taking an average quarterback and making the team be as good as it can be with an average quarterback. But at some point, the average quarterback, and I say they've had in the last, this is the way I feel right now. The last 7 years, they've had a quarterback just good enough to get you beat. That's the way I felt. And not Kyle Shanahan can change that. The only thing that can change that is a better quarterback.
So I'll leave you with this, Steiny. There's some merit to what you're saying, and you know me. I had an arm. I love the top-tier quarterbacks, the Mahomes, the Burrows, the Allens. And that's what makes this 49er story and Kyle Shanahan so crazy to where you can't hate because you got to congratulate what he's doing with what we dub lesser at the quarterback position. But, Steiny, I mean, how close is that, though? Getting to the Super Bowl, then getting to 2 NFC championship games. I mean, if that ain't knocking on the door, I don't know what is.
No, it is. They're knocking on the door. And you're the one who asked the question, how long can you knock on the door?
I'm going Brandon Belt because it's a stretch. I know this is a stretch, but I'm going to say it. We got to be careful from putting Trey Lance into the Sanford and Son bin, the junk bin, because we could be sitting here having a conversation now and not know that we're about to watch Trey Lance just have a coming out party. The odds are, kind of against that, but who's to say that Trey Lance that Kyle doesn't finally have his guy? And if he can stay healthy, he can then show us.
I mean, the bottom line is there's 2 very valid thoughts, and they're both right in a way. Kyle Shanahan can take a pretty mediocre quarterback and win with him. Not a Super Bowl, but win with him.
At a high level.
But there's another school of thought that can say very, very confidently, this guy's been here 7 years, and we've never had a quarterback that he likes. He just, for some reason, he hasn't found the guy. And at some point, maybe you ask, does he want to? That's all.
Well,
Does he
I'll tell
want
you
to?
what he did to get Lance shows me, hell yeah, he wants to.
Well, I mean,
But we're so
I
quick
want
to judge
too, but
and
you
say
can't
that
take a
doesn't.
guess.
Yeah,
You
well-
can't just guess
Well,
on
the
a guy.
guess is on your team, and that's why I keep telling you guys what the energy is. Hey, I don't have any special reports on Lance. I'm just hoping that Kyle, whatever analytics they use to think that Lance could get it done, we got to see that play out. And right now, it doesn't look good. I'll admit that. But damn, when I hear Kittle say he's much improved, talking about Trey, and he worked with Mr. Whomever to fix his mechanics and his throwing motion, I'm like, that sounds like it's on the right track. But Steiny, that's Kyle identifying, I think I got my guy.
Great. That's great. Well, I'll tell you what, even if Trey Lance is the guy, that's why they're not, like, to me,
Still
they're
not.
not this year. He's not developed.
All right, but Mr.
He's not
Irrelevant took
developed.
over, and I
But
know he got
Lance-
the college games, but Steiny, nobody. When I'm telling you, when I saw Lance get hurt, I said this season's over, and Brock Purdy just came in and made it happen. And by all accounts, I keep saying this to you, if he's available, Steiny, and I give you a victory lap,